Good evening, everybody. It's once again Ted the Speed Learner, and I'm here to declare the winner of the video response wars this week, which happens to be me because nobody entered. First of all, I wanted to wish everybody, I hope everybody had a great and happy Thanksgiving. I know Christmas is coming up. I will tell you that if the video response wars contest happens to land on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, it will be announced. It'll be announced the following day or whatever. But if it happens to land on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, there will be no video response wars contest until like a day or two later. Anyway, let's get on with this. The big thing this week has been the Amanda Todd video. And I feel awful. It was bad enough, the mistake that she did make. But then all those people picking on her. I feel awful about the whole situation. I will say, though, after being on YouTube for 4 years, there was a pretty good shot that she probably knew who I was. I don't know that she did. I don't know if she didn't. There's no way for me to know. But I know that a lot of people did know who I was. And what's interesting to me is as many people who knew who I was and knew the platform that I run here, why none of them recommended my channel to her. That amazed me. You say you want to deal with bullyism, but here is a person who is offering a practical solution for it. Maybe not a perfect solution, but a practical one. And you didn't even share that with her. Whether it would have worked or not is irrelevant. What is relevant is at least you would have given her a shot. Why didn't you share me? I don't know. But hopefully, if you hear about another suicide case, maybe you will. You say, oh, your platform won't work in those situations. I beg to differ. I really do. Let me tell you something. When all the garbage in my life came down, they took me and they put me in study hall because of my academics, and they had me do phys ed reports while the bully stayed in PE. Okay? He was in the phys ed class, I was in study hall writing up reports. So he wasn't hurting me then. And when I became capable of going to the technical institute that I went to, okay, it was a vocational training center. For 2.5 hours a day, I didn't even see that kid. So what did that mean? Oh, sure, he was still bullying me, but not as often, not as much. It started to reduce because he didn't see me as often anymore. He started finding other people to pick on. I felt sorry for the ones that were still getting picked on, but I wasn't the one being picked on anymore. So yes, if you get your academics high enough, they put you in specialized classes, which gets you away from bullies like that. Many bullies will not go to the extra effort to keep up with your academics in order to continue to bully you. That would require far too much effort on their part. Bullies usually aren't that bright. There are some exceptions. I'm not going to say there aren't. But a lot of them will not. Because, like I said, bullies do not want to go to extra effort to continue to bully you. A few do, most won't. Okay? Now, each situation, of course, is going to be different. But I can tell you that in a lot of your cases, if you raise your academics high enough, you will get away from the bully. You may actually get to the point where the only time you see the bully is when you have to pass him in the hallway. That's it. They can put you in a different phys ed class. They can have you writing phys ed reports instead of actually participating in phys ed. And they certainly can put you in a whole bunch of AP classes where he's not going to be there. After a while, that bully is not going to track you down. It'll be far too much effort. Besides, this also gives you the ability to have new ideas in your head so that you can deal with things a little differently than what you would do otherwise. The more things in your head, the more tools you have to work out your situation. Trust me on this. I speak from experience, real experience. I have been in your shoes. No, I didn't get bullied on Facebook. By the time I was in high school, Facebook wasn't even thought of yet. But, trust me, I've been through a lot of other stuff. I've been beaten. I have watched my friends being beaten. I have seen blackmail and everything else under the sun. I've seen just about every form of bullyism you could think of. So, I speak from experience. Now, the only other thing I will say here is I actually got a comment, and the guy says, well, he says, why don't you do a video on how to make money on YouTube? Why don't I do a video instead on how to be successful on YouTube? One of the steps you could do, now first of all, you have to have content that's going to be long-lasting. Let me tell you something. I've seen a lot of these funny videos. The guy, he's really overweight. He gets on this plastic chair. The chair breaks and he falls in the swimming pool. Well, that's funny once. But are you going to watch it 20 times? No, after about the third or fourth time, you're not going to watch it. So you have to have things in your videos that are going to be long-lasting. Let me tell you something. There are videos in my arsenal that you guys will probably watch over and over and over again. And even if you don't watch them, you'll probably recommend them to other people. And there will actually be generation after generation after generation of people that will actually watch my videos. So I'm going to have a long time here on YouTube. But that's the first thing. You've got to give these people something to take with them. That's the first thing. Because they're not going to continue watching you if you don't give them something that's worthwhile. Number two. One of the best things you can do is when you have a decent quality video is to put it into my video response wars. Why? Because I have over 500 people that watch me on a regular basis. You put your video in my video response wars, there's a good chance a lot of them are going to watch you. And the best part about that is, when they watch you, if they like what they see, they'll recommend you to their friends. I've actually had one channel that kept putting videos in my video response wars, and he is now more popular than I am. Think about that. And we didn't even have 500 people when he started out. I had less than 200. Now I got 500. So, yes, you can actually grow your channel by repeatedly entering your videos into my video response wars, because a lot of people do watch this. So if you really want to run a successful YouTube channel, start entering your videos into my video response wars. Somebody will notice you, especially if you have something good to offer them, and you offer it to them regularly. They like to see constant content. Let me tell you something. Jacob's videos the other day asked me if I was dead, only because I hadn't posted a video in a week. 1 week and he was already asking me that. Can you imagine? That's a lot of things to say. Oh, sure, I could tell you more. I will tell you this. I've had some dealings with Twitter, and I've become a little less fond of Twitter. They, in their own way, I won't say it's not really direct, but it's more of an indirect way. In an indirect way, they are performing censorship. What I mean by that is, there is a difference between somebody sending you something that you have absolutely no interest in, and then somebody sending you something that's relevant to you. Let me give you an example. When I send somebody my Cabbage Patch Kids collection video, I pick people that already are doll collectors. I figure they're going to be interested in that kind of stuff. The video of Cabbage Patch Kids that I made is relevant to them because they're already doll collectors. That's why I send it. Likewise, when people are talking about this brand new Lincoln movie, obviously they have some kind of an interest in history, because they wouldn't go see a Lincoln movie like this if they didn't have an interest in history. So when I send them links to my Looking for Lincoln videos, it's only because they have already taken an interest in history, especially about the Civil War. Let's get it straight, people. This is the 150th anniversary of the Civil War. Not everybody can afford that $10 a ticket to watch that Lincoln movie. But they can afford to watch me covering these Looking for Lincoln wayside markers on YouTube. If you're really interested in Abraham Lincoln, you should be watching my Looking for Lincoln videos. And the 500 plus people that are already watching me right now should take advantage of this situation. They should go around finding people that are interested in the Lincoln movie and saying, hey, look, there are these wayside markers all across the state of Illinois. This guy has videotaped them, and you need to see them. If you're that interested in Abraham Lincoln history, this is something you ought to see, because not everybody knows these things exist. Now, a lot of people say, well, you were kind of just stupid to say that if you go out to a Black Friday shopping line, that you can tell these wonderful people about these Looking for Lincoln things, and they would actually take a look at it. Some won't, some will. Why do I say that? Because people more and more have those smartphones. And they can watch videos on those smartphones. They can actually watch YouTube videos on those smartphones. And if they're already talking about the new Lincoln movie while they're standing there in line, and the store isn't obviously open yet, then what a wonderful activity for them to do than to turn that thing on and learn some real Abraham Lincoln history. I should have last week told you guys to do just that. If you're going to be in a Black Friday line, talk to the people that are around you. Tell them that these Looking for Lincoln videos are on. They need to see them. It's a part of history, and they don't have to pay $10 a ticket to see it. And the best part is, if they really take an interest in that, they can actually come to Illinois and look at the wayside markers themselves. You say, well, if they've seen it on YouTube, why would they take an interest in going there? Let me tell you something. I learned a massive geography lesson from this. One of the biggest reasons why I chased down those wayside markers, okay, these signs, as you want to call them that, is that I learned a lot of geography from this. I saw places I would have never looked for otherwise. I can't tell you how much geography I've learned. I actually went to towns that I didn't even know existed. So it was well worth my effort. I got richly rewarded geographically for this. And I will treasure those memories always. And the people I've met along the way, well worth it. So, as you're going Christmas shopping, and I know that Black Friday was a lot of Christmas shopping, but I know some of you people aren't done yet. If you're gonna go Christmas shopping, look at the people around you. Listen up. If they're talking about this new Lincoln movie, tell them about my videos. That way they can see something without having to pay $10 a ticket to see it. And they actually learn some real history. Because the people who erected these signs are real historians. I've met them. Trust me, they're real historians. They really know the facts. Now then, when you see somebody that's getting ready to commit suicide, tell them about my videos. At least then it gives them a chance. If they watch them, fine. If they don't, fine. That's then their fault. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. If you watch all 2,100 of my videos and the whole situation doesn't improve, then at least all you have to do is blame me, because then it's my fault. But if you don't do what I told you to do, then you have nobody to blame but yourself. You don't lose anything by watching my videos, but there's a chance you're going to gain a lot out of it. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. So it's well worth the effort. And the best part about it is you can contact me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Except on Christmas Day or my birthday. I don't take anything on Christmas Day or my birthday, but any other time I will do it. I'll even do it on Thanksgiving Day if I have to. I am listening. So now, at least you have an ally. So it's really up to you. Do you want to commit suicide where the bullies end up winning because they had such a control over your life that they forced you to commit suicide? And I had a comment say, well, she wouldn't have thought of that. Well, now that I have said this on this YouTube channel, maybe you will. Before you reach for that instrument of death that's going to put you in the grave, think about what I'm telling you. If you do it, the bullies win. That's a guarantee. I'm going to tell you that. You commit suicide, the bullies win. End of story. I don't care whether you believe me or not. I'm telling you they're going to win. And what they're going to do is they're going to find their next victim and pick on them. Secondly, if you try to kill these bullies, they still win because they still got control over you. That's not the way to handle it. You heard it from me. Don't take your life, don't take their lives. You do what I tell you instead. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And you also now have an ally. Tell me about your situation. I'd love to hear it. Anyway, for those of you also facing eviction and starvation, don't hesitate to watch these videos. Don't hesitate to learn all this stuff. I guarantee you you'll have a much better chance of getting a job once you have these brand new skills. It's not a perfect answer, but it works. And if it doesn't work for you, you let me know and I'll keep pumping your head full of this information until it does. That's right, I'm not going to stop until I see you either get a job, or you don't have to worry about those bullies anymore, or whatever your situation is. I will work with you until your situation changes. One way or the other, we're going to get it changed. And that's my ironclad guarantee, and I stake my reputation on it. So, anyway, that's all I've got to say for this evening. Hopefully you got yourself one heck of a motivational message, and I will tell you more in a future video, so stay tuned.